You probably clicked on this video because you've got a pair of shoes that look something like this, or maybe one of these other examples. And luckily, it's a pretty easy fix if you've got the right glue. This is called contact cement, and it's the glue used for most shoemaking because it's incredibly strong when used properly. I'm using S18, but there's a few other popular brands out there like Barge and Weldwood. I've used them all, and they're pretty much identical. One important step that people often skip is prepping the shoe. The old glue residue and dirt needs to be cleaned off so the new glue has a good surface to bond to. You may want to pull the sole back even further or even completely off so you can access the areas you need. Plus, if a couple parts of the sole are already coming off, chances are the rest of it's going to separate soon. I could tell the glue was bad on these boots, so I just went ahead and pulled the uppers completely off. There's a few ways to clean the shoe and remove some of that old glue. The best method will depend on the material your shoe was made from and the glue that was originally used. You can use acetone, which is like nail polish remover, to strip it, or friction to rub it off with something like this rubber glue remover. Also, sometimes heat helps loosen up glue, so you can use something like a hair dryer or a heat gun. Occasionally, the glue will be very stubborn and it's just not going to come off completely. In that case, remove what you can, clean the area with acetone, and then rough up the surface with sandpaper or something like this rougher tool, which is kind of like a woodworking file. Even though it's not going to scrape off all the glue, it's going to create a better surface for that new glue to adhere to. This is definitely the worst part of this process, so test a few methods on your shoe and see what works best. You can spend as much or as little time here as you want. Just remember, the more of the old glue you remove, the stronger your bond will be. If you skip this step completely, this repair probably won't last very long. This rubber glue remover is similar to a pencil eraser, just more durable. It's really helpful to clean up glue squeeze out at the end of this process, but it also helps on some smooth surfaces like the rubber and the leather on these sandals. It kind of rolls the glue off into these little blobs that are easy to pick off. Once you're happy with the prep, we can move on to applying the glue. Contact cement needs to go on both surfaces. It's not going to work if you only coat one side. Since it has to go on the uppers and the soles, you might want to tape off the uppers just to keep things clean. One nice thing about S18 is it comes with an applicator brush attached to the cap, which makes spreading it really easy. After coating both surfaces, let it dry for about 10 minutes, making sure they don't touch. Normally you could press them together at this point, but I'm not doing that yet. I tested this last year and found that contact cement makes the strongest bond when you use 2 coats. So after the first 10 minutes when it had become tacky, I applied a second light coat and waited another 10 minutes. Now you can press the pieces together. Make sure you do this carefully because contact cement bonds immediately and you can't shift it around after you've stuck it together. Firmly press both sides together, tapping it with a hammer, or even putting on the shoe and using your body weight to create some pressure. It works pretty well. Then let it cure overnight and your shoes are ready to be worn again. This should create a really strong bond that extends the life of your shoes and saves you some money. S18 works on leather, cork, rubber, plastic, fabric, and more. So pretty much anything a shoe can be made from. We have it available in 4-ounce bottles up to 16-ounce bottles. I'll have it linked below if you want to pick some up at sellart.com. I hope this video was helpful and subscribe for more useful videos like this one.